Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the virtual USA International Speedway, where tonight 39 Productions presents Virtual Dirt Week, the finale night. Here for the Pizza and Stuff 358 Modifieds. Finale night is here. We've got the best 27 358 Modified drivers that have tried to qualify their way in, and these drivers have had 3 different opportunities to make tonight's finale night. The competition has been great. The racing has been exciting, and we're excited to bring you live coverage here tonight on 39 Productions, Land of Legends Raceway, Woodhall Raceway, Pizza and Stuff, Turn 5 Media, and our good friends at GeForce TV here on the GeForce TV YouTube channel tonight. My name is Steve Ovens. Be carrying you through the night here, and in the booth with me, my good friend from Land of Legends Raceway, Doug Elkins, who his resume speaks for himself. Started with This Week on Dirt in 1995, and he knows a lot more than me about dirt racing, that is for sure. I'm still learning, a young pup in this game, Doug, but thank you for joining us for a very special night here tonight.
Appreciate the invitation. It was great to hear from you. I've been following what you guys have been doing. I was wondering about this virtual Super Dirt Week, and it sounds like it's going to be quite the event at one of my favorite racetracks, too. So normally I'm down in the pits, so it's going to be nice to actually share the mic with you tonight.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a unique opportunity for both of us. I mean, let's face it, we're not that far away from getting the 2021 season kicked off, and I thought, what better way to get ready for our outdoor season than to work together here tonight as we get ready to wrap up our iRacing season on the dirt. So this is going to be fun.
It really is. It's a great format. Like you said, they've been racing. They Sunday they did the time trials. Monday and Wednesday they had qualifying races with LCQs right afterwards. So tonight is basically it's Sunday at the mile pretty much. And well, I'm getting hungry seeing that Pizza and Stuff logo coming up all the time. You are feeding me tonight, right, Steve?
I'm not sure what the trip from Westfield, Pennsylvania to Syracuse is, but we can. I'm sure Ted White could make it happen. If anybody can make it happen, it's Ted White. And that's a great segue. Pizza and Stuff sponsoring the 358 Modified Division this week, and I want to give a huge thank you to Ted and Brandy White, former promoters at the Woodhall Raceway, now entrepreneurs and business owners at Pizza and Stuff, right on the main street in Westfield, Pennsylvania. Pizza, wings, subs, salads. They've even got dessert. They posted, Doug, I'm telling you, they posted today. Cannolis, brownies, cookies, half moons. I mean, I'm gaining weight just talking about it.
Well, next time I head to Billy Van Pelt's shop, I'm definitely going to have to stop down there and see their place and check it out. I'm watching these shots. I love these in-car shots. Steve, you've driven these cars. They're so much harder to drive than people who haven't driven have any idea. So hats off to all these drivers for making it into this show tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And we're going to talk to a couple of those drivers that are getting ready to go racing here tonight, as we're just a couple minutes away from getting ready to advance the session and go racing here tonight. But I did want to take an opportunity to talk to a couple of the drivers that are getting ready to start up toward the front of the pack that are going to lead us to the green flag tonight. And I want to see, we got drivers moving around in our chat here, but let's go ahead and talk to the outside pole sitter here tonight, driver that comes to us formerly out of Ransomville. This is Brett Rolls. He's been he was a contender for the 358 Modified Championship for our regular season, and he starts outside pole tonight. Brett, welcome to finale night. How high are the nerves ratcheted up right now?
This is just any old given race day for us. We got the throwback skin to our buddy Andrew Smith's car on here tonight, so hoping to do it proud and justice for the 35 laps that we got. But, I was watching the qualifying races, the twin and triple 20s, and, this is definitely a pretty stacked field, and, it's going to be pretty fun and pretty tight racing up front. You got Nick Cooper on the pole, and he's definitely going to be tough to get around, let alone to keep behind you. Series champion AJ Petrobowski, he starts third. I think right now the only thing that's going to be benefiting me off the start of the race is having a teammate and buddy Chris Miller starting right behind me.
Yeah, what a qualifying effort for him here tonight to get himself into a qualified spot here. I think he even surprised himself, driver out of Newfane, New York.
We had talked about some things and worked on some different settings and adjustments during the time trial server and practice, and thankfully, by the grace of God, we were able to come into a good qualifying effort and be able to start up front, because it's going to be hard to come from the back in this thing.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you here tonight, and hopefully you start up front. Hopefully we'll be talking to you here at the end.
Thanks, Steve.
So there is Brett Rolls getting ready to go racing here in the finale event for the, and I'll have to have, Brett, I'll have to have you move down here. I forgot which room I pulled you from. But, Doug, we're getting ready to go 35 laps the distance here tonight, and the field getting ready to grid up. This takes me back to watching the drivers prepare at Super Dirt Week for that main event, whether it was the 358s or the big blocks. This has got to be one of the most unnerving parts of this entire week.
It really is, and even with the iRacing format, you're in that car, you just practiced, you might have had a chance to change something quick, maybe don't put one of your older setups back in, but this quiet time right here, when you're getting ready to go, you're alone with your thoughts, you're looking at the cars around you, you've got a plan in your head on what you want to do for that first quarter, whether you want to go for it or lay back a little bit, so things are going to get real exciting here in just a moment, but the calm before the storm.
So we are getting ready to go racing. We are going to make sure we get to the national anthem before the big block race here tonight, as we've got the small blocks on the grid and ready to go for their finale. 35 laps the distance, and here is tonight's starting lineup. Going away from the pole, qualified on the pole Sunday night during time trials, aboard car number 35. That is going to be Nick Cooper out of Waterloo. He was our big block series champion. He's going to start alongside Brett Rolls out of Ransomville in car number 1.
Row number 2, AJ Potromowski drives the 72. Chris Miller is in the number 13. Of course, AJ from Chemung, part of the group that runs out there at the old Black Rock Speedway.
Absolutely. Bryce Bailey aboard the FX Caprera Honda ride is going to start 5th here tonight. Alongside Doug, I loved this, Shane Pecourt out of Cornwall, Ontario, Canada, here with us tonight.
Doesn't look right without the 0 on the side of that car, but nice to see him with us tonight. Gilbertsville, Peyton Talbot will go inside of the next row back, and then Andrew Clark in the 98. He's from right there in Dundee.
Trevor Williams out of Towanda, Pennsylvania will start alongside Kyle Parker out of Fulton. That's row number 5.
Row number 6, you've got Garrett Bowers, 27, on the inside, and then outside of him is going to be Eric Tupper from out in Ransomville.
Justin Sick and Brandon McDonald will make up row number 7. Row number 8 is going to be Bradley Steinruck and Jeffrey Doherty.
Row number 9, we'll check those guys out right now. You've got Zat Sabaka, won a few races at Canandaigua, and Colin Wyant is in the 23.
Carter Crooker, Tyler Topman will make up row 10. Richard Murtaugh, John Licata will make up row 11. And rounding out the rest of the starting field here, Caleb Durgan, Dylan Cece, and your final row, it's an all Ryan row. Ryan Dolbear and Ryan Kraus out of Dundee rounds out the field. Doug, 35 laps, here we go. Coming to the green off of turn number 4, Ted White, it's time to sling the dough because the pizza and stuff 358 modified finale is green.
It's at the timer. The pizza will be done soon. Good start for Nick Cooper in the 35. Familiar look on that car as he'll lead them down the backstretch on lap 1.
Oh, look at them fan out down the back straightaway. And, boy, we almost had an incident there. They're 3 wide. And, Doug, this was something that you and I talked about before the race started tonight. What were these guys going to do early in the event? Were they going to play the patience game, or were they going to try and attack early? And I see a few guys that are on the attack right away.
Well, in your interview with Brett, he says, I don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, Nick could just go ahead and drive away from the field. Looks like he's kind of doing that just a little bit. So I think if you're in about 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, you're going to relax here for just a little bit. But, boy, watching that 35 get smaller is going to make that right foot go down a little harder.
One guy, and you were riding on board with him,
nice.
Bryce Bailey. is making a couple of moves. He was up to third at the line, but he is battling here with A.J. Petrobowski, who just picked up a huge win. Biggest win of his career, Doug, down at Georgetown last weekend with the Short Track Super Series. That was a big one for him.
Yeah, got my area auto racing news today, saw the pictures, but what a good battle we have going on as Brett rolls down. Might have just completed the slide job there. We'll see if Petrobowski can get back by him.
And oh, look out, Petrobowski and Bryce Bailey duking it out here. A couple of guys, one from Chemung, one from Waverly. If you're not familiar, you could throw a tennis ball and hit one from the other. And Petrobowski takes over the third spot.
They're that close, huh? Okay, all right. Well, hey, what a good battle we've got. But look on the outside there. See Chris Miller trying to get in the mix. Bryce Bailey right there. And again, we talked about this at the drop. Nick Cooper pulling away. These guys better get in line and catch him.
Yeah, 1.2 seconds the advantage right now for Cooper. He leads Rolls, Petrobowski, Bailey, and Chris Miller. I'll tell you, Chris Miller's a good story. Chris posted on social media after time trialing and locking into the top 6, Doug. He said, I'm surprised as anybody. He has not had any luck in any of the series races that he came to run with us this year. So to get locked in was a big feat for him, and he's got a big battle right now as here comes Andrew Clark in the 98.
Yeah, Bryce Bailey just got by the inside. Clark's on him now. Going to try the bottom side this time, but still pretty close racing in this group right here. I got to give these guys credit. Here we are, 7 laps into the race, very clean so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to see that. The format here tonight was they came in and ran about 20 minutes of practice here tonight before the race started. So, Doug, they didn't have a clean racetrack to work with, but what I think this is going to do is as we get more laps on this racetrack, it's going to get real racy. You're going to see some slide jobs, and these guys are going to get after it here toward the end of this race.
Well, as you look at the track surface, you can tell the differences in the color. You can see the shine way down low. You saw it just to the left of the 114 there. Peyton Talbot yellow is out. So the track, like always, the groove's going to move around. Just because it's fast up high now doesn't mean it's going to stay that way.
Well, if you took the bet that the first yellow flag would be on the first lap, you lost that bet. Lap number 7 officially on the board as we get the yellow flag here. Now, when they come back for the restart, it'll be lap number 8. But our first caution flag of the event, and so far been dominated by Nick Cooper, and it looks like the
Zach
Sterling
Sabaka,
Lubricants 38 of Zach Sabaka in trouble there. So Brad Ovens will dial up the pizza and stuff replay for us.
What a year Zach had out at Land of Legends this year. Had only been there a few times, came right in there, looked like a veteran right out of the box. It was very impressive what he did at Canandaigua this past year.
Oh, absolutely, and was a title contender. I mean, it came down to the last night, and it came down to a tie. I mean, it was an incredible year for him, no doubt.
What was it, top 5s that decided it, I believe, or was it wins?
Yeah, it was wins. Yeah,
it was wins. Okay.
Yeah,
what a finish it was to the season. So everybody's got a chance now as Nick Cooper's lead. There's 1.4 seconds, and now that lead is gone. So what can Brett Rowles do? A.J. Petrobowski, Bryce Bailey, Peyton Talbot, all those guys right there. They got the best look at him they've had in a while.
Yeah, let's check in with one of our in-race reporters. We talked about him picking up a big win out at Georgetown last weekend. A.J. Petrobowski running in third as they get the 1 to go here. A.J., tell us about your run so far and what's it going to take here to get by these top 2.
Yeah, we're really just riding right now, and it's one lane kind of right through the middle. There's not really any other lanes, so we're going to hope that this track widens out to make some better racing.
All right, man. Good job. Our 358 series champion this year. Great job with that, and good luck here the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
I like that. We're riding right with him as we're talking to him. I mean, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Brad Ovens, 39 Productions, doing all the audio and video for us here tonight. And he's not with us tonight, Doug, but I got to give a shout-out to Matt Thomas. He did a large part of our schedule as well this season on the video and audio side. Nice. So it's been Bryce Bailey up on his side. Yellow flag comes out. And Doug, one of our pre-race favorites, he had to be one of them. Bryce Bailey is on his lid in turn 1.
He was running fourth, restarted on the outside, and boy, that didn't take long before you saw the bottom of that race car. We're the belly pan challenge, right, Steve?
Oh, man. No, and no sponsors took ad space on the belly pan there.
You figure you get a pretty good deal for that, right? Because it's going to be rare. You hope you don't see them, but might as well. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, Bailey restarted fourth. Let's see. We're going to have the slow-mo view for you here, and yeah,
I don't know if he came down or
that's what I couldn't really I can't really make a call there whether he came down, one came up, or did they get close enough that there was net code there? That's tough.
Or was it just a good old-fashioned open wheel hop?
Yeah.
Was it maybe something like that? But yeah, you're right. There can be glitches. We used to call it warping back in the day. On some of those other ones that were out, like Dirt Track Racing was one of them that had that. Couldn't really tell from that angle either. Could you, Steve?
Well, it looked like AJ's car twitched so I think there was some form of contact there, but like I said, it wasn't a clear case of, oh, this guy came up or this guy came down. That was, man, that's about shot right down the middle. All right, we are going to come back here, get you ready to come back to the green flag. We'll step aside quick, and when we come back, more live action from USA. Welcome back to the virtual USA International Speedway Pizza and Stuff 358 Modified Finale here for 39 Productions Virtual Dirt Week. Steve Ovens, Doug Elkins calling the action for you here this evening, and Nick Cooper. Doug will bring us back to the green flag off turn 4.
He had built up a lead of 1.3 seconds through the first 7 laps. Will he continue that pace, or is somebody else going to catch him? We're going to find out here in a little bit as they fan out coming out of turn 2.
Petrobowski picked up a spot there on rolls through 1 and 2, and now here comes Peyton Talbot in the 14, and Doug, Peyton Talbot is another driver that a lot of fans had circled here tonight, that 14T out of Gilbertsville.
Started 7th. Oh, a little Petrobowski. I think he just lost second place there. Brett Rowles got down to the inside, took the spot away.
Oh, Rowles pushed up, and look, they're going to go 3 wide there.
Oh, look at this. Oh, I was just going to say, how did they not wreck there? They almost did. 4 wide down the front stretch, which is all good news for Nick Cooper, who's out front and cruising again. Look at that shot right there.
Wow. Yep. Well, they did wreck, Doug. It just didn't bring out a yellow.
That's it, too. There was definitely some contact, and some guys saw it on some wheels. There is no doubt about that. But Nick Cooper continuing to dominate this race. A.J. Petrobowski now in second. He is over a second behind as they sort things out. This is about 7th, 8th, 9th right in there.
Fun fact about Nick Cooper, Doug, this is the first 358 modified race that he's entered with us this season. He's been primarily focused on the Land of Legends Big Block Series. And, we've got John Licata around out of Syracuse over there in turns 1 and 2, and that's going to draw our second yellow flag of the event here on lap number 12.
Right near me, Licata was 16th at that point. He was making up spaces, too. He started in 22nd and was up to 16th, so now, unfortunately, he'll have to start again at the back.
Yeah, John Licata aboard the 15. Now, he's got a throwback paint scheme on there. He's out of Johnstown, New York, the Barney Sign Company, number 15, and they got a little assistance from behind. It looked like Dolbear got into the corner just a little hot and caught the left rear of Licata, but Licata was able to drive away. Now, this is one thing that we should mention, Doug, is with our race format tonight, drivers do have the option to come down pit lane for one quick repair.
They have one. Okay.
They have one, so that's all that they have access to. And so I don't see anybody on the pit lane other than Bryce Bailey from earlier on. So it looks like everybody was able to stay out on the racetrack here. Of course, tonight's action all brought to you by Pizza and Stuff, located in Westfield, Pennsylvania. Want to thank them for jumping on board with our Woodhull small block series that we ran, and as well as the 358 modified portion of Virtual Dirt Week. Thank you to Ted and Brandy White and their whole crew there at Pizza and Stuff.
Former Woodhull owner for a long time, right, Steve?
Yeah. I told him, man, that's not a story that a lot of people probably would have written. Sell a racetrack, buy a pizza shop. and on his full-time gig is he's a beef farmer. So I mean
Nice.
There's all sorts of storylines there.
Yeah, so he can, well, if they had pigs too, he could make the pepperoni.
Absolutely, man.
Do all that right there in-house, save a little bit of money. But, hey, he's used to being up late on Saturday nights anyway, so why not get a pizza place and sell a lot of stuff like that? And I mean, hey, I'm sure a lot of teams are stopping by there on their way back too. So, again, thanks a lot, Ted.
They've done such a good job there. The restaurant is fully renovated now, and they even have online ordering and local delivery. I mean, they've really stepped it up there. So they've done a nice job with the business, and they've been great supporters here. So we can't thank them enough for that. Now we're coming back to the green here off of turn 4. The restart is on Cooper. Petrobowski, I think, cracked the...
Oh, no, big crash.
Yep. Oh, the big one right here on the front straightaway. Caution lights are going to come back on. I was just about to say it looked like Petrobowski was going to try to crack the throttle there to make sure that Cooper beat him to the line, as we see Jeffrey Doherty. Chris Miller's gotten involved. Doherty's
Trevor
on
Williams
pit
went
road.
sideways. I saw the 57 sideways at one point there, so that was a bad one.
Yeah, right off the restart.
Well, we wondered how aggressive they were going to get, Steve. The aggression level on the restart's very high right now.
Yeah, and one of the characteristics of this racetrack as it wears is, the straightaways, they get rougher than you think they would. And, some of these, let's see what happened here. It looks like they just kind of got bottled up.
Yeah, and then I think the 57, Trevor kind of checked up, and then right behind him, no place to go for the 17 of Caleb Durgan, and there you see him happening. And belly pan special again for the 22 of Jeffrey Daughtry.
Yeah.
What is like 8 or 9 cars in there at least?
Wow, Licata got a piece of that one. Zach Sabaka was driving down the front straightaway with Caleb Durgan on his hood. Oh, man. Brad Steinruck was just able to avoid.
And Durgan was coming. He started 23rd. He was up to 10th before that happened. So he was right where he wanted to be, realistically, not even halfway through the race. So tough break for a lot of drivers. And you know this, Steve, when you're 2 rows behind that, it's almost like a crash at Talladega. It's almost impossible to miss what's going on right in front of your bumper.
Absolutely. So Nick Cooper and Petrobowski will line up again here on the front row. Coming back for our restart. Andrew Clark, he's had a good run going here so far. Started 8th, is up to 3rd, and he is flying the colors of 3-9 Productions here tonight. We've got a couple of drivers flying the colors here throughout the course of tonight's race. Andrew Clark is one of them, and we'll see if we can get a quick word with him. Andrew Clark, Steve, and Doug up in the booth. You got a copy?
How you guys doing?
Good, man. What's it going to take to get by the top 2 up here?
It's going to have to take a lot of focus here. These guys Nick's real fast up here. I got AJ, Brett, Tupper. These guys are all good racers.
All right, man. Good luck to you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's got some work to do, but I think, at least at this point, from what we've seen on the last few restarts, I think I'd rather be starting 3rd on the bottom than 4th on the outside as we get the green now coming out of 4.
Yeah, I agree. Outside lane, it seems to be working for Petrobowski, though. But once you hit the apex of the corner, that's where the bottom lane seems to be a little bit more of an advantage. You watch Clark try to get that run.
Well, I was also thinking, that we'd had crashes the last couple of restarts, too. So I think I'd rather be down in the bottom, a little escape room, than up on the wall with nowhere to go.
Yeah, good point. Absolutely. Doug, we've got a couple of cars mixed up. I don't see a yellow flag yet, and there it is. Caution is out. Chris Miller twist it around in the 9.
He's going to go down to pits.
All right, we are going to step aside here, let the race director get control of the field here, and when we come back, more finale night coverage here for the 358 Modifieds. This is Virtual Dirt Week.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
Welcome back. 358 Modified Finale Night here for 39 Productions Virtual Dirt Week, presented by Pizza and Stuff. Want to send a shout out to our friends from GeForce TV. Just saw their promo there, and this race is simulcast tonight on GeForce TV. Be sure to subscribe to their YouTube channel. A lot of great racing north of the border, and they've got content from all over the landscape of racing. Really good stuff there. GeForceTV.net is where you want to go to get to them.
And soon they're going to be showing a lot more stuff, too, because it's almost racing season as we get the green here, working lap number 17.
Down into turn 1. We're about a lap shy of halfway as Cooper goes to the outside lane, and Petrobowski now cuts down to the bottom. And it looks like as we approach halfway, Doug, these guys are trying to find a way to get around that 35.
Yeah, but also Andrew Clark's trying to find a way to get around Petrobowski as he looks up to the high side now, and he is up to second place.
Wow, that was a white knuckler. Look at these guys. Look at Richard Murtaugh coming through the middle. 3 wide there, almost, oh my God, almost 4 wide there. Murtaugh and Peyton Talbot make a little contact. They're racing with Eric Tupper, and for the first time tonight, we'll mention Kyle Parker out of Fulton in the Spartan Racing ride.
Hell of a save by Talbot there, too. I thought he was going around for sure as we see that race heating up again. The 33 down on the inside right there, trying to get the spot away. This is some darn good racing, and Cooper is not pulling away like he did the last few starts, almost to wreck that time out of the corner.
Yep, they saved it. We'll race on. And Talbot, just like Cooper, Doug, Talbot didn't make a whole lot of 358 modified starts this season. He focused a lot of his efforts on the big block side of things. But he picked up a couple of wins, man. He did a great job, and he's got a good showing here. But, Doug, here's a guy that I want to talk about. He came out. He didn't run a single series race with us, but he came out for Virtual Dirt Week. Shane Pecor in the 79.
Now up to position number 4. Of course, this guy knows sportsman cars really well. And I've talked to a lot of the guys who have driven sportsman and have done both big blocks and small blocks within the iRacing platform. And they all say that the 358 drives a lot like the sportsman does. So obviously that experience paying off for him tonight. But he's got some pressure as Brett Rowles in the Andrew Smith lookalike car is ready to challenge him for 4th.
Absolutely. And is it any surprise at all that Shane Pecor would have a little luck at Dirt Week?
Yeah, I know. He's done that before. Of course, he's more known for getting off to quick starts. So he's no stranger to doing well in March and April.
Wow, look at this battle, 2 by 2 for positions 4, 5, 6, and 7. You've got Rolls, Murtaugh, Peyton Talbot, and Shane Pecor all battling it out as your top 3 have started to break away.
Yeah, that's what's happened now. It's a 3-car race with Cooper, Clark, and Piotrowski. But the best racing is back here where we're watching right now. 4th place at stake for these guys, and this is some awful tight racing. Got to give them, again, a lot of credit with 8 to go, excuse me.
Single file now is...
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, yep. As we're closing in a few laps shy, as we got one car, it looked like came to a stop there on the inside of the racetrack. Yellow lights are on, and that is Tyler Topman in the BA Headers number 6. And Doug, he has knocked the rear end right out of that car. Now, that's going to be problematic for him because that's one of the things, depending on how significant that damage is, that may not be able to be fixed on a quick repair. We're going to have to see.
Oh, that's right, because it's a quick repair, and there is a limit there. So we'll watch him, and boy, look at the way that thing's sitting. That is not good.
No, not at all. And it doesn't look like it's going to do that full repair for him. Now, I know there's a trick to that, and you know we've been doing it enough this offseason that I should probably know how that works. I don't know what the trick is there, but if he can't do that on a quick repair, it could be the end of his night here. And one car climbed the wall, and then more contact here off of turn 2. And I think that was just a chain reaction of these guys checking up.
Yeah, and Caleb Durgan was the guy who got up there first, and that is it. You know, it's like throwing a stone into a pond. The ripples happen, and 3, 4, 5 rows back, trouble happens. Just that simple. Yeah, I don't think they're going to let him repair that because it's still sitting there sideways and smoking.
Oh, man. That's a tough break for Tyler, yep. And he got himself here into the 358 finale. And then coming up, I think it was just the 358 finale for Tyler tonight. So that's an unfortunate way to end his night. Now, Doug, on that restart is the 1 to go signal being given this time. Lights are off on the Tradition Automotive Group pace truck. And, you know, Nick Cooper held the lead, Doug, but 2nd and 3rd were right there. He didn't break away as much as he did before.
Yeah, either the track's changing or the line he's using might be going away. But it was a 3-car race with Cooper, Clark, and Piotrowski. And if anything, Clark really showed me something on that last little green flag period we have. You have to wonder if he has something for Nick Cooper.
Checking in with some of the folks that are watching on all across our social media platforms here tonight. Brad Steinruck giving a shout out, hearing Doug on the broadcast tonight. So, Doug, you got a fan out there. Street
no Brad for a long time, man.
Yep.
Son's out there in the Navy, fine young man, and we're nice to hear from you, Brad.
So we're back to green, and boy, Andrew Clark got a nice jump on the restart, and there goes Clark upside down, over and over and over for Andrew Clark, and we
Cooper's
are going to
caught up too.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was big. And Clark ends up on his roof. Chris Miller's got damage.
I'm surprised the car flipped that quickly, the way that it did, right after the contact. And once it started going, that was it. Wow. We wondered how aggressive they were going to get. Hard to tell if came down or Cooper came up. But look how quickly that went.
Yeah. I mean, that was just crazy looking, Doug. I mean, his car got upside down like a snap of the fingers. I mean, and it didn't even look like the contact was that hard. Man, look at the mess behind him, though. Ooh.
Well, a lot of guys drove through this, so this is going to be interesting to see how they line this up. I see they've got Nick Cooper back in 16th now because he was right in the middle of that as well. And, he's coming down pit road for a repair.
Oh, that's a huge story. Nick Cooper started on the pole, and here with 12 to go, he is on pit road coming to take his quick repair. So something was not right with the car. I saw him shaking it out there as we watched the replay. He's, of course, in pit stall number 1 as he qualified on the pole. And, Doug, that's got to be just a heartbreaker for him. But I'll tell you what it also does is it turns this race on top of its head right now. A.J. Piotrowski now shown as your race leader.
And Shane Pecor, we were talking about him. He's right there in the number 2 spot now. And if you're Nick Cooper, I mean, your chances of winning have probably gone out the window, but you can't think of it that way. You just got to get what you can, try to be smart as you work your way back up through. But boy, Piotrowski now on the hot seat, and this is going to be quite the finish here.
So pace truck will get ready to pull off of the racing surface here in turn 4. It's Piotrowski and Pecor here on the front row as they'll come around. Yeah, this is 1 and 2. They'll come back around to 3 and 4 next time around.
Yeah, that's the one reality for guys like Steve and I who are used to being up in the tower in the non-virtual world. It's very, especially in a paperclip track like this, it's easy to get the front and back stretches confused.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what it is there's certain landmarks you look for,
yes.
And if you can't eye those immediately, it gets tough. But boy, Piotrowski with a great restart now. He gets to set the pace there for that one, and he seems to have gotten a great restart here as he'll immediately go to the outside lane.
And how about Rowles on the bottom, up to second. Pecor right there with him. Peyton Talbot in the mix. And, of course, still right there also is Richard Murtaugh Jr. Yellow out again.
Caution coming right back out as we'll get a lap on the board. And taking a look at a couple of cars behind Cooper, I think maybe Trevor Williams got a piece of that.
And you could see when they were running under caution there how bumpy this track is getting, Steve.
Yeah. So there's a couple of different things in talking to some of the more experienced drivers as we look at the Wicked Tees replay. And Doug, you know what I see right there is I see Trevor Williams on the binders trying not to make contact with the guy in front of him, and it's just a simple, the guy behind him didn't quite get the memo in time, and then they stacked them up.
Yeah, you can see he almost had the car in a shear there, just trying to throw it sideways to slow it down. But the thing that happens there is, when you're in the car and you see something happen in front of you, I'll just ease off the gas or get on the brake a little bit. But like you said, the guy behind you doesn't know. The back of these modifieds are so tall anyway, so you can't see very well in front of the car that's right in off your front bumper. So that's how those things happen. It's just that simple.
We were talking about track conditions, and I've talked to a lot of the drivers that are the more experienced drivers on the iRacing platform, and there's two different trains of thought. The one from the experienced drivers is you let the track naturally race the surface in. So like tonight, we had about 15-20 minutes of practice to wear the track in, and wherever it was when practice was done and we lined them up, that's what the track state was at. Now, a lot of experienced drivers, Doug, will tell you that by doing that, usually it's not as rough. But I'm of the believer of the thought, and I have no data to prove it,
okay.
but I'm of the belief that it makes no difference. Because if you let the computer set it or you run it in naturally, there's places like here, places like Charlotte, that there's just certain areas of the track that are going to be bumpy no matter what you do.
Well, I've also talked to drivers, too. I had a friend of mine who was a bottom feeder, and I watched him in practice, and he was up on the wall the whole time. And I said, well, what were you doing up there? He says, I was trying to run that groove so that I would wear it out, so the bottom would be better later. So
yeah. Yes. Oh, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Back to green.
I don't think it worked for him that night, though, but it's a good idea anyway.
Piotrowski's going to lead him down the back straightaway. Rolls and Pecor side by side. I see Brad Steinruck almost got out of line and into the wall, but he saved it. And now we're going to battle for the top spot. And Doug Lowe, look out, Shane Pecor. Climbs the wall. Can he keep it going? Yes, he will.
Well, he's almost out of the top 10 now. That was a good little lap and a half there for Richard Murtaugh Jr., though, now, as he is right up in the mix. That's his 33 on the outside, running third, and Peyton Talbot right there with him. Change for the lead.
Yeah, race for the lead here. Almost a lead change. Piotrowski back around. He'll take the lead, but Rolls is on the attack. And big slider there into turn number 2.
Is he going to be able to get him right back? I think he is. Rolls, I think, is still being scored the leader. Yes, he got him right back. That's what makes these slide jobs so much fun. Don't see him as much in mods as you do in sprints, but we're seeing him here tonight as it looks like Rolls is going to go right back to the inside again.
Yes, they will. And Doug, I'm going to share this with you, something that we learned
Crash
on
the backstretch.
Oh, we got them. Yeah, we've got them stacked up here. Couple of cars getting upside down. That's going to put us under the yellow flag. But Doug, something that we learned fairly quickly in the Woodhull Small Block Series this winter was there's no love lost between Brett Rolls and AJ Petrobowski. So to see these guys putting on a show right now, and they've been throwing sliders, it's been really good, really clean racing. These guys know what's on the line here tonight.
Let's see here's what happened at the back of the pack here. As we'll check it out from this replay here. But yeah, you're right. Oh, there it is. Just Talbot got his nose cut off there, kind of, and that was about it. And anytime you get drivers going for championships, and in the iRacing world, a lot of these drivers have never shook hands. They might not even be able to know each other's face and pick it out of a lineup. But you know who your main competition is. And what we were talking earlier about the Tim McCready thing, you know, there's no way to smack somebody in the mouth after they cut you off here. So I think sometimes they can get a little aggressive sometimes.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to set up for a incredible finish here. When we come back here from the USA International Speedway, you're watching live coverage on 39 Productions and on GeForce TV. Stay tuned. That is Justin Eldridge in the Eldridge Incorporated number 25. Lights are off on the Tradition Automotive Group Pace Truck. You're back here at the Virtual USA International Speedway Virtual Dirt Week 2021. Steve Ovens, Doug Elkins here in the booth calling the action, and Doug, AJ Petrobowski will set the pace coming back to the green with 6 to go.
He ran second and third primarily the whole race behind Nick Cooper early, but he has been fast late. Brett Rouse has been there to challenge several times. That's the one car that you see peeking on the inside. But I wonder about this guy that we're riding with right now, Peyton Talbot. Sometimes in third place with 5 to go is exactly where you want to be.
And Doug, this is such a Peyton Talbot kind of effort right now. Let it sort itself out for the first 80% of the race, and then be the snake in the weeds ready to pounce here as we've got 5 to go.
Sometimes you just have to survive the restart without putting yourself in a bad position and then wait for things to happen as you see, oh, I got somebody up in the wall back over there in turn number 3. And, Talbot was just ready to make the move on Rouse for second place, too.
Yes, he was. That caution definitely a saver there for, as it looks like, I think that was Justin Sick that got tied up there in the 5-star. He's out of Naples. Yeah, that was a tough break for Talbot. He was in position there to make a move.
And like you were saying, you could tell that he was relaxing right after the drop of the green, because what happens is a lot of times when you're in third, you get those top 2 guys racing against each other. They kind of forget you're there, and you could see that Peyton had kind of left some room, so even if those guys got together, he was going to be able to sneak his way through. So what do they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Often bullshit. So he had a plan, though. It looked like it was working.
And there you see the Wicked Tease replay with Justin Sick, and he was able to pull away, so that's good for him. He'll continue on, but he is going to restart. Well, unfortunately, he was running an 8. That's not where he'll restart, but yeah, had a top 10 effort going, and now getting a look here. This is going to be interesting. We're going to have a restart with 4 to go. Petrobowski, Rolls, Peyton Talbot, and Richard Murtaugh. Murtaugh has climbed his way from 21st.
21st. Yeah, I was looking at that too. I was waiting to jump in if you didn't mention that, but that's one of the things I always look at is who is moving up, and so you have to think that he might be a little faster than Talbot, Rolls, and Piotrowski, but you got to survive that restart first and make the right decisions.
Let's see if we can get a word with another guy that's been climbing up through the field. Started 18th and is now in the top 5. Let's talk to the driver of the American Pocket Watches 23, Colin Wyatt. Colin, tell us about your run. You've been quietly picking your way through the pack.
Yeah, we've avoided a couple wrecks here and there, and been picking off a couple cars, and found our way to the top 5 and see if we can't put something on the podium here. So,
wow, that would be a big night, man. Hopefully you can pull that off. Good luck to you here.
Thanks, Steve.
American Pocket Watches, huh? I like that.
Yeah, man, Doug, it has been so fun to see the drivers. I mean, we've got drivers that, have tried to, get a little sponsorship help. I mean, not at the outdoor, stock car level, but I'll tell you what, there's definitely a good opportunity to get a little marketing done here.
Back to green, Piotrowski got a good restart that time, and actually showed it Brett Rowles as he's right there as well. Watching the battle for third, and that's Murtaugh and Talbot battling for that spot.
Yeah, that is not what Talbot wanted to see, as he's got to try and fend off Murtaugh and can't really focus on getting around Rolls, but Talbot is going as high as he can there in turn 4.
Yeah, I thought Murtaugh had him for a second, but running that extreme outside line with Talbot, he's able to pick up that throttle just a little quicker. You can see how close they are. What did Gary Montgomery used to say? Closer than you used to park your cars in the parking lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Faster than you go down the freeway, closer than you park at Walmart, man.
Exactly.
Murtaugh tried the slider, but it wasn't there. Good racing here for second, and that's really opened up things with 2 to go for Piotrowski.
Yeah, this is the biggest lead he's had in quite some time, almost half a second. Oh, and the last thing he wanted, that caution flag is out.
Oh, you are right. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Drama meter's pegged now.
That's when you get frustrated as a driver, Steve. You worked your butt off. You got a great restart. You're looking in the rear view, and you're seeing them get smaller, and then, no, another yellow. So,
well, that is gonna take us to our first of potentially 2 attempts at a green-white checkered finish, and this is gonna be interesting. Piotrowski's been very, very good on the restarts, and I think that's what's going to take for him here, because Rolls, if he's got an opportunity, now's the time to go. He's going to take an opportunity if it's there.
But the other thing, too, is you don't want to do anything silly, right? The first time you head into turn 1, getting the 2 to go side. So, the proper level of aggression is not always easy to find. And Peyton Talbot might be sitting back there in third going, gee, I hope these guys get together, and I can sneak by both of them.
Yeah. Well, let's... Doug, let's check in. Let's see what their thoughts are. Let's check in with the race leader, AJ Piotrowski. And AJ, we're going to talk to the top 3 here. What's it going to take to stay in that top spot?
It's just keeping it out of the ruts down the straightaways. That's where you lose all your momentum. But it's getting pretty racy here. Top 5 is good competition.
Absolutely. You got Rolls, Peyton Talbot, Richard Murtaugh, Kyle Parker, and Colin up here as well. Talk about getting the lead. I mean, it was pretty wild getting up through here, and you come out with a lead after the top 2 got together.
Yeah, I saw those 2 they were pretty tight down there, and I knew that I was going to get them either way on the top, because the top was rolling right there, and they made contact, so it is what it is. But hopefully we can bring this one home.
All right, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I give AJ credit for talking to us in this situation. I know some guys would be like, no, I got to focus, man. Leave me alone. So, good job, man.
Absolutely. These guys got used to it here. I know. Okay. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's one thing that when we started doing that, Doug, it's kind of, you're kind of on your tippy toes. You're not sure how a guy's going to react. But I got to say, all these guys have been so good, and they understand that we're trying to put on a show, and they understand the value of the broadcast, and these guys are so good with it, man. They really are.
Well, let's see how AJ does with nothing in his ears except the sound of that 358 motor as we get the green now. First of 2. green, white checkers here at USA International.
Boy, he got a great restart as he's got 2, maybe 3 car lengths off of turn 2. Talbot and Murtaugh will go back to battling for the podium spot. Rolls right there in second, and boy, I don't know if Rolls tries to push here or if he's got to go on the defense, because here comes Murtaugh.
I think he's got to go on the defense, and look at Talbot on the outside. He just went way high that time going into 3. White flag, by the way, we're on the last lap. So looking good for Petrobowski. But yeah, I think right now Rolls is in the protect second place mode.
Nice and easy down the back straightaway goes A.J. Petrobowski, and here comes Talbot looking for the slider, but he caught the wall. Oh boy. Petrobowski nice and clean off turn 4, and A.J. Petrobowski will win 358 modified virtual dirt week. Oh, what a run for him. Rolls in there for second, Peyton Talbot third, and Doug, he did just what he needed to do on the green-white checkered.
He really did, and he got a great restart, too, with 2 to go. I mean, you spin your tires a little bit, you take the wrong line going in the corner, that's all it takes, but a great run for him. Rolls had his hands full hanging on to second. Peyton Talbot was not trying to hold on to third. He was going for second, so nice job by all those drivers. And how about Richard Murtaugh Jr. picking up 17 spots, 21st to 4th. Great job.
Absolutely. We will get your top 3 stacked up here in Victory Lane, and when we come back, we'll talk to your top 3 finishers here from USA International. That is Justin Eldridge in the Eldridge Incorporated number 25. Well, the 358 modified portion of Virtual Dirt Week is in the books. We have a winner, and we're going to talk to your top 3 finishers. And we'll first bring in third place finishing Peyton Talbot out of Gilbertsville, New York, the Fast Line Performance, number 14T. Peyton, a great third place run here. You had a little bit of work to do to get there, coming from 7th tonight.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of work for us cut out, and I think we did pretty good. But, you know, the cautions kind of killed us there. We got by 3 or 4 guys, and then the yellow would come out and would put us back. But I think we had a really strong car tonight and a really strong finish, so I'm happy with that.
What was it going to take there at the end? Late race yellows kind of killed your effort. You had the top side working going after Rolls and AJ.
Yeah, we definitely had a top side there. Like I said, just the yellows kept coming out, and every time we had a big run, it would just, the yellow would kind of kill it, so we fell a little short there.
Well, who do you have to thank here for a podium effort here tonight?
I got to thank Fastline Performance, Ted's Body Shop, Northeast Forestry, Dig Race Products, Precision Hydraulic and Oils, Hig Fab Chassis, everyone that supports and watches, and I think that's all I got.
All right, man. Well, great job here, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the Big Block show.
Yeah, we got a long ways to come in that one, so we'll see how we do.
All right. There's Peyton Talbot, your third place finisher. And now let's send it over to Doug Elkins, who's going to talk with our second place finisher, Brett Rolls.
Brett started second, finished second. Looked like you had a lot of chances there. Walk me through that last restart. How important was that very last time we went to green?
Yeah, I got a little bit too heavy on that restart there. I thought I saw AJ's car flinch, so I got on the hot pedal a little too early. But overall, we're pretty satisfied with how we ran. Congrats again to AJ for not only winning the points championship, but winning Dirt Week too. But yeah, can't really complain. Track was a bit rough down the front straightaway from turn 4 to turn 1, but that's to expect here at USA. But overall, I thought we were going to have something there with that kind of half slider line and then driving it back down to the bottom. But showed our hand a little bit too early to AJ, and caution came out, and that pretty much had everything to write the writing on the wall there.
Steve and I were talking about the time you were taking the white. Had you gone already from trying to catch AJ to trying to hold on to second place?
Yeah, not on that last restart, but the restart before. I realized, unless AJ made a mistake, I pretty much didn't have anything for him. He was hitting his marks and doing everything that he had to do to get the win. I honestly don't think anything could have been different, but I was just trying to hold off Talbot and Murtaugh on the back bumper, because I tell you what, that 14 machine, he found something on the outside there towards the end, and he had that thing on rails.
Who do you want to say thanks to for the fine runner-up finish tonight?
First, I'd want to say, courtesy of Andrew Smith Racing and Full Throttle Outdoors, AJ Petrobowski is going to get an additional $25 for winning the points championship and Super Dirt Week. We are offering that also to Nick Cooper and the Big Block Modifieds as well.
Nice.
So yeah, courtesy of Andrew Smith Racing and Full Throttle Outdoors. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube. But yeah, got to thank Vanderpool Racing, the team that helped me really get prepared for this. Full Throttle Outdoors is the main sponsor on this car here for me. Got to thank Ultimate Dirt TV, Jack Reitz Motorsports Photography, Chop Shop Race Products, or Chop House Race Products, Complete Collision Services. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple there. Jack's Wax. Everybody who helped get everything done here. But I do want to give a special shout out to Hayden Lomax over at Black Widow Graphics and Zach Regenbald at ZRD Designs for knocking out this absolutely perfect replica, in my opinion, in less than 24 hours time for me.
Yeah, it looks just like it. Good job, man.
There's Brett Rose, your second place finisher. And now let's head to Victory Lane, where we will talk to the winner of the Pizza and Stuff 358 Modified division here at Virtual Dirt Week, AJ Petrobowski. And my goodness, AJ, what a week. What a week it's been for you. Not only picking up the Woodhall Series Championship, a win at Georgetown, and now a win at Virtual Dirt Week. My goodness.
Yeah, man, we're really definitely at the top of our peak right now. This is pretty cool to be virtually and in real life winning. It's really cool.
Tell us, we talked to you there before that last restart, and it seemed like, and Brett referred to it as well, that, you were just hitting your line and hitting the marks and not making any mistakes. And that was the key there at that last green, white checkered.
Yeah, for sure. I was just keeping it out of the ruts. Like I said in that right before we went back green there, it's just, if you're in the ruts, you're losing so much time. So even down the straightaway, I was just trying to keep it down and out of them, and keeping in the tacky also through the corners, and just making sure the car's getting good grip.
Anything from Doug?
I just thought it was very cool. I mean, how often do you see a guy win on two totally different platforms within how many days, AJ?
Yeah, it was about, I think it's 5 days now or so we're going on, and I can't wait to get back out to Sealings Grove. I mean, this virtual stuff is really cool, but there's nothing better than feeling the G's and the horsepower.
How has the virtual stuff helped you, or has your time in the non-virtual world helped you here?
To be honest with you, I really think that the iRacing has actually helped me with throttle control and being able to hit my marks and make sure that I hit my marks every single lap and don't let those guys go past me, and just make sure that you're good and keeping it straight.
It was fun watching you, man. I can't wait to shake your hand in person here soon, man.
Yeah, same to you. Thanks.
AJ, who do you have to thank?
AMP General Contracting, Wicked Tees, Fastline Performance. We actually just had a new sponsor come on board in the real life stuff, Morty's Hotspot. Just Fastline Performance. You can't say nothing about him, and he's the best in the business for sure.
Awesome, man. Great job, and we'll see you for the big block portion here coming up.
Yeah, we can't wait.
All right, there's AJ Petrobowski, your race winner, here for the 358 portion. And Doug, we're getting ready to switch servers. We're going to, the video will keep rolling here if you're watching on 39 Productions and GeForce TV. We're going to keep things rolling here. We've got a couple highlight packages we'll show you in the meantime, and stay tuned. The big blocks are coming up next. That is Justin Eldridge in the Eldridge Incorporated, number 25.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
My dad was one that, you know, he liked big paying races, but he wanted to pay all the way back through the field. So when people came to this race, or when people come here to this race, I want them, you know, we want them to walk out saying, "Wow, we're coming back next year. You know, we finished 15th, but I got more money finishing 15th than I did last week when I got third somewhere." So a lot of people that are here in the stands, obviously, you know, the fans are back, and we've missed them all summer long, and it's great to have them back here.
And for Paul Cole allowing fans in here to see a great race and honor a true race fan, of which my dad was. My dad was a true race fan. He'd go to races all over the country. It didn't matter if Justin was racing or if I was racing. He was there. He was there. Anything that turned left and went fast, my dad was there.
And Gerald, we hope you enjoy the show as well. He's got the best seat in the house. But race fans, as Land of Legends Wall of Famer Gary Montgomery would always say at the start of the modified feature, race fans, it's time to sit down and hold on to your seats, because these men, by the grace of God and 800 horsepower, are ready to go to work. The second annual Gerald Hares Memorial is green. Oh, Pat Ward over the edge there on turns 1 and 2. And we're going to have to go yellow. Coming to green off turn number 4. So we're back underway in the Gerald Hares Memorial. Ronnie Johnson out to the lead, and here comes Jimmy Phelps through the middle. Phelps right through the middle of Dunn and Chris Heil. Pat Ward back on the racetrack. He'll stay on the lead lap. But what a move for Jimmy Phelps right off the drop to green. Bottom off of turn 2 that time, but there goes Phelps. Phelps to the race lead into turn number 3. He'll work it out to the outside, bring it off the middle off turn 4, and you've got a new race leader here on lap number 3. Great battle here down the back straightaway. That's position 4, 5, and 6. Chris Heil, Alan Johnson, and Tim Fuller. Johnson down to the bottom, right on the back bumper of Heil, as they'll work around Jordan McCready in the 28. Heil was able to work his way by, but now they're starting to close in here on Billy Dunn. Oh, Fuller with a big slider here up at turn 4 to get by Billy Dunn. And now Tim Fuller's up to 4th. Dunn gave him the old kick in the keister here at the start-finish line. Fuller with an aggressive move to break into the top 4. Phelps hits the hammer and we're back underway. And Tim Fuller trying to get it whipped up already here on the outside. Fuller goes all the way upstairs. Heil down to the bottom. 3 wide for second down the back straightaway. And they go by RJ like he was tied to a post. Meanwhile, here comes Rocky Warner all the way around the outside. Battling with Alan Johnson and Billy Dunn off 4. And Rocky will take the spot. So the Flying Squirrel with a swan dive off of turn number 4 cracks into the top 5 for the first time, but he's got company. There's Dunn and Alan Johnson right there with him. They're not going to let the Flying Squirrel take it that easy. 3 wide for second off turn 2. And just like that, Fuller goes from second to 4th. Chris Heil back up into position number 2. And here comes Fuller with a power move off of turn 4. The slider's back. And Fuller, for the second time tonight, pulls that slide job power move in turn 4. That'll move him back up to 3rd. But Chris Heil chasing your race leader here into turn number 3. But Chris Heil is closing the gap. It was 0.4 of a second last time by. Oh, 1 car upside down. It's Dave Rauscher. Red flag is coming out. We've got to go red. It was the 48-2 of Rauscher. And we just got the report from turn 3. Driver is okay. This is from the backstretch camera. And you're going to want to look on the left-hand side of your screen, right about there. You see where he hit the wall and then starts in a series of rollover flips. And then it goes out of frame. We had another shot of it from the roof camera. Right there on the left-hand side of your screen is where you're going to see the flip start. My goodness, 3 or 4 times for the big show. Last time by it was 0.6 of a second. He's cut it in half. Now it's 0.3 of a second. Battling off at turn number 2, Tim Fuller trying to break through, get his first win of 2020 here at Canandaigua anyway. And here he is on the back bumper of Phelps off turn 4. Phelps will keep the race lead here on lap 53, 21 to go. And we've got a battle. Phelps put a little distance on Fuller that time. What a battle here. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd all together here off of turn number 4. And they're coming up on the 33J of Johnson as Fuller puts it from the bottom all the way to the top side. Got by Chris Heil to take over 2nd. Heil fights back down on the bottom lane, but here comes Fuller. tries to peek to the outside. 3 wide for the race lead for just a moment. And here comes Chris Heil, new race leader here on lap 58. Slide job by Heil. He'll take over the race lead. So Chris Heil down the back straightaway for the final time goes Chris Heil in the Lightning Management 5H. He's never won a race here at the Land of Legends, but he's going to get the job done tonight. The Heil driver wins the Gerald Harris Memorial. Second across the line will be Jimmy Phelps. Tim Fuller is third. Ronnie Johnson comes home fourth, and rounding out the top 5 will be Rocky Warner in the 98.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Chris Heil. Chris, congratulations. Can you believe it?
No, you know, this is kind of unreal. It's our first win here, I think, in Canandaigua and anything. So first and foremost, just want to thank the Harris family and all of Canandaigua Speedway for putting on such a, a fantastic event. From a racer standpoint, we get to come here and run for big money from, for a great cause from a great family. So this is really cool. It's going to be super special to me for, the rest of my life. So really happy to be here, that's for sure.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or welcome back if you've already been watching the action here from the virtual USA International Speedway. It is 3-9 Productions Virtual Dirt Week here for the big block portion, sponsored by Wicked Tees. Be sure to visit our friends at Wicked Tees, located in Odessa, and they're going to have a new location here coming up soon that we'll be happy to tell you about when that all comes to happen. But Wicked Tees, located in Odessa, screen printing, embroidery, and race car wraps. They do such a good job. Chris Doherty, Greg Bolt, the whole crew there at Wicked Tees. Look them up. They've got designs on those t-shirts that jump right off the t-shirt if you need them for your business, your race team, whatever it may be. They put together some really, really good looking stuff with all major apparel brands available. We also want to thank our sponsors here with Virtual Dirt Week, Schultz Heating and Cooling on board with us as well. Located in Naples, they offer hometown service at affordable prices on heating, AC, and hot water heater units. And we also want to thank our good friends at Fastline Performance. I want to send a big shout out to Mike Walton that jumped on board with us here for this one. Fastline Performance. Trips to victory lane start with a trip to Fastline Performance, whether it's shock service, at-track service, pull-down rig. Mike does an incredible job there with Fastline Performance. You can find them on Facebook, search Fastline Performance, or find them on the web at fastline-performance.com. All right, Steve Ovens here in the booth. Doug Elkins alongside me. Doug, we had a great show in the 358 modifieds, and I expect no different here with the big blocks.
Came down to a green-white checker finish, and a guy who won a race just a few days ago in the non-virtual world was able to win the 358 portion, AJ Piotrowski. So we're anticipating more close racing here. I've been watching the practices. These lap times are very close. I think you picked a good night to watch some online racing here.
Absolutely. These guys are getting ready to go racing here with our main event for the big block modifieds, and leading them to the green, Doug, is Bryce Bailey. And Bryce, I know it was a tough way to end the 358 portion, but you're going to roll away from the pole here with the big blocks. What are your thoughts as we get ready to go green? Bryce Bailey, is Steve Ovens in the booth? You got a copy?
Can you hear me now?
Hey, there we go. Now we've got you. Tell us about your thoughts rolling away from the pole tonight.
Yeah. Starting on the pole is definitely huge, especially here. Gets us single file midway, and just hopefully we can keep it up front early and just keep our nose clean. We struggled to keep our nose clean in the 358 race, and we ended up dangling in a fence. But we'll just move on, and hopefully we can put a good race together.
patience going to be the key, or how do you approach setting the pace to this race early?
Yeah, we're gonna try to get out and run, get away from people, and just kind of control our own race, and yeah, just have good restarts and just pick our battles wisely.
All right, man. Good luck to you here. We'll be watching from high above. Good luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
Well, Doug, there's Bryce Bailey as the field will start to form up here as we get ready to go here, and we'll start right in here to give our starting lineup. And before we roll through that, Brad's got the national anthem queued up for us. Kaylee Zuloff always does such a great job with that. And right now, Kaylee, we'll turn the microphone over to her with tonight's national anthem. With our national anthem, as the field has been given the 1-to-go signal, this is how they will start. We're going to quickly roll through it. Bryce Bailey, Kyle Parker, your front row, AJ Petrobowski, Shane Pecor. Then it'll be Alex Payne and Jason Knowles, Nick Cooper and Richard Murtaugh, Cody Higbee and Matt Ray, Eric Tupper, Ryan Dolbear, Ryan Arbogast and AJ Albreda, John Licata, Brandon McDonald, Colin Wyatt, Zach Sabaka, Tommy Labar, Jeffrey Doherty, Tori Stoutinger, Peyton Talbot, Andrew Clark, Joey Bonagario, Field Miller, and Bradley Steinruck. And Doug, we are green here at USA, and we'll get your video back here in just a second. As we are
with a good start. Sorry about that, but well, that was a wild start they had there. Bryce Bailey missed it all, but they are racing hard behind him.
And we have got one car launched airborne going into turn number 3. I think that was Alex Payne. We're under the yellow flag. And, boy, that is not what you want to see early on in this one, as Payne took a hard shot there into turn 3. And I think there was one other car that got tied up in that as well. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a brutal one right there. I saw the car just fly it up, hit that wall, went airborne. I got to tell you, out of all the cars in this game, I think the mods catch more air than any of the others when these things happen.
Man, no doubt about it. And it looks like Alex Payne has hit pit lane, Shane Pecor as well. Oh man, couple of good stories there sitting on pit road. Let's watch the replay.
Whoa, look at that.
Oh, it hit the opening. Oh.
And there was another crash at the back too. But
yeah.
But there's your 4th and 5th place starters. Now at the back here. But nice thing is, Steve, it's 50 laps. So if you didn't damage it too much and you can repair it, you might be able to get your way back up and still get a nice finish.
Jeffrey Doherty got involved. You see him on pit lane. He'll rejoin the pack. Peyton Talbot had to come down pit road. And Doug, if these guys have had, and now here comes Tori Stoutinger in the Stoutinger Racing Fulton Taxi 7S. And Doug, if these guys have had to take their fast repairs on lap number 1,
yeah.
Wow, they're going to have to really tiptoe their way through the pack.
And I would imagine it's the same thing here, just like the 358. You only get one of those per race, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, you don't want to use that up on lap number 1. So definitely going to affect the way that you drive the rest of the way. It's kind of like when they have a buy-in in poker. You know, you can go all in the first hand and still get back in, but once you're out, you're out. And that's basically what these guys are doing here in this one by using that fast fix early.
That's a great comparison, actually. You only get one rebuy in.
Exactly.
One
And I hate
rebuy.
that too, because you just sit there and you're like, everybody pushes in. It's okay, fine. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah. No,
But I'm always the
absolutely.
guy who would say, no, you guys do that. I'm a grinder. And that's what you got to be in this one. You know, you've got to grind. It's 50 laps. You're not going to be fast every lap. You're going to have some jingles. You just got to keep your head about you and hopefully be there at the end.
Tradition Automotive Group pace truck pulls off of the racetrack. We are back to green. The big block modified portion of Virtual Dirt Week presented by Wicked Tees. We are getting wicked here in turns 1 and 2.
No doubt about it. Another nice start for Bryce Bailey as he is the leader. As we look at that group coming out of turn number 4 there. Intense racing here. Virtual Super Dirt Week 50 lapper. So glad that the Ovens boys have asked me to come in and have some fun with them tonight. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Simulcasting tonight on GeForce TV is, boy, a couple of guys getting out of shape there. That's Arbogast, and the 15 is John Licata, the Barney Sign Company, number 15.
Field Miller in there in the 677. That's like 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. So that's as hard as they're racing back there. So
yeah,
it's crazy here tonight.
Right now, your top 5 as they run on the racetrack is Bryce Bailey, Kyle Parker, A.J. Petrobowski, Nick Cooper, who had just a terrible break, Doug, in the 358 show, was the dominant car, and had an incident on the track, and that kind of ruined his run there.
And it's amazing. We have 3 guys in the top 5 that were in the top 5 for most of the 358 race with Petrobowski, Cooper, and Richard Murtaugh Jr. So these things have a lot more power. You got to be a little easier on the right foot, but they say if you can drive one, you can drive the other.
Oh, a couple of cars toward the back of the field getting mixed up. Shane Pecor, Jeffrey Doherty, and that'll put us under the yellow flag as Doherty, man, there is Jeffrey Doherty's made no bones about it. Baby Blue is not very kind to him on the racetrack. He has had some tough luck with the Baby Blue paint scheme on his car. The Wicked Tees sponsored 22. We'll take a look here, and I have a feeling something may have broke loose in front of them.
Oh, no, just a little contact from the back.
Yep. Doherty may have checked up. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, all it takes, you maybe back your corner up just a little bit, and the car back behind you, the driver doesn't see you doing that. And that's how easy it is, just like that.
Absolutely. 4 laps in here of this 50 lapper, and one thing that I'm seeing right away, Doug, is even on these restarts is, guys trying to navigate the straightaways. If the car starts to come out from under them and they make even the slightest bit of contact with the concrete, it really throws these cars all over the place like a rag doll.
A friend of mine used to call them sticky walls, he called them, but it's amazing how, you can, especially with these open wheel cars. You make that contact into the wall with a street stock, you might just glance off it and keep going, but with these open wheels hitting that wall like that, these modifieds like to climb that thing and just get right up there.
Fixed setup race here for the big blocks and the 358s tonight, so that's one thing that was important for us for this event, was to make it a fixed setup race, to put it in the driver's hands. Nobody was going to be able to come in with a hot setup and run away with the whole week. I mean, you were really going to have to drive it. And for the 27 guys, Doug, that made it in the field here tonight, every one of them earned their spot to be here tonight. We started with a field of 62 cars, and we funneled it down to 27.
And when you go with the open setups, you get the teams that practice together. It's a lot more work before the race to work on those setups, to get in those different track conditions. So as a guy who's still fairly new at iRacing, I search the fixed setup races because I want to know that they've got what I've got, and I know when they beat me that they did it the old-fashioned way with skill.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's yeah. Oh, I'm in that boat. Believe me.
It's a lot harder than people think. than it is. And I've had race drivers who haven't done this come over the house and try it, and they just want to bang their heads into the wall. It is I've heard actually a lot of guys say this is actually tougher than being in the real thing.
Well, these guys are going at it right now. One guy trying to pick his way through the field is Richard Murtaugh. The Rocket Racing Setups 33 doing a little dance there with Cooper on the front straightaway. They're battling it out here with AJ Albreda, who's got a win in the Big Block Series with us this season in the 22.
And it's hard to hold that inside line like you see a lot of these guys doing with all the power that these big blocks have. They always talk about putting an egg between your foot and the gas pedal. Boy, you better not break the egg coming out of the corners here, or you will go around.
Now, tonight, these guys, that's a great segue, Doug, because, we were talking as the yellow flag comes out here, second caution, actually third caution of the night. That's a good segue, talking about this fixed setup, because, yeah, you don't want to break the egg underneath the throttle, but the egg has got a little harder shell tonight. I mean, you still got to be very patient with it, but we're running as little gear as you can, knowing that the track was going to get slippery tonight, and these guys have got 24 gallons of gas to start this race here. So it's a little more forgiving, but man, if you trounce on the throttle, you're still going to have an issue.
And with all that fuel in there too, as that fuel burns off, the handling of the car is going to change. So it's not going to handle the same on lap 35 as it's handling here on lap number 8. And that's where the experienced iRacers, usually tend to be the ones towards the front.
Bryce Bailey, Kyle Parker, Nick Cooper, AJ Petrobowski, and AJ Albreda right now the top 5. Albreda's a good story so far, Doug. Started 14th and is up now into the top 5, and he's put together a really good effort here so far for the driver out of Torrington, Connecticut, in the Rob Albreda Snap-on Tools sponsored 22.
I think that's asphalt country over there, over there in Connecticut. But good to see him doing well, and for him to grab 9 spots in only 8 green flag laps, that tells you something right there. So keep your eyes on the 22 of Albreda, as he may be coming towards the front here pretty soon.
And I think Albreda is right. We should probably check in with him here. We're under the yellow flag. We've got an opportunity to do so, and actually, it looks like he's holding off here on the communication chat channel. So maybe we won't get a word with him here right away. But he's got a good run going, and a couple of other guys that we could mention too that are just outside of the top 5. Cody Higbee being one. He's in the Iceless sponsored 97 machine. Higbee out of Slate Hill, New York, and starting to his outside here for this restart. Jason Knowles, who, Doug, is a crate late model racer out of Tuscarora, New York, and he has had a very up and down season on iRacing here in the off season. He actually made a joke with us that he was going to hang up the wheel. He's got to retire. He's not good anymore. He comes in and locks in top 6 here in the Big Block show. So.
Well, I think that's a case where real life experience, once you get used to the iRacing platform and the way that these cars run, eventually it's going to come to you. How can it not?
No. Yeah, and he showed it for sure. As look out! Oh, the announcer's curse. I see Knowles is caught up in that.
Oh, no.
Oh, they somehow they kept going. I think one car did come to a stop. Kept it. Oh, no, we do stay under the green. I thought the yellow came out. All right, we're back to green.
Didn't cost him that much, though, although now I see him shake down a little bit further as they're still sorting out the order here, but now back in top 10. Ooh, we got a car up against the wall. That's Murtaugh.
Yeah, Murtaugh on the 33. Facing the wrong way in turn number 1. Caution lights are out.
He was 5th.
Yeah, he certainly was. So, Brad,
he looked so good in the last race, too, Steve. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no. And they put on a show. Let's see what happened here. Looking at the Wicked Tease replay. Murtaugh looked like he was going to start to the outside and then came down to the inside, and Albreda right there.
And depending on what your setup is here, Steve, a situation like that where there's somebody really just like right up next to you or right underneath you, if you have the virtual, you've got an Oculus or something like that, you could actually turn your head and look and see that car there. If you have the 3-screen setup, maybe a little bit less likely, but if you're old school and you've just got one big monitor in front of you, you're not going to see that car down on the inside of you.
And taking a look here, it looks like AJ Albreda is going to join Murtaugh at the back of the field here. An EOL penalty, end-of-line penalty, if you're not familiar with the iRacing platforms. That's essentially, Doug, to make the comparison, that's like having the rooster, Scott Hickson, come down off the flag stand and take that black flag and point it to his backside, head it to the back.
That's it, too, yeah. And it's hard to know, and those calls are made behind the scenes. And that one was tough. I mean, was Murtaugh coming down? Did he cross him on the front? It's so hard to know, but that is end of longest line is what that means. It took me forever to figure that part out, Steve. I was like, what does EOL mean?
EOL, yeah. Yep. Oh, absolutely. When they told me what it was, I'm like, why don't you just call it the dunce cap? I mean, what are we doing here?
Sent to the rear, but that's exactly what it is. It's just like what would happen if you went and drove into somebody in turn 1 and sent him around. They send you in the back.
I had a pavement late model announcer, Doug, put it to me this way, and it's about the best way I think I've heard it put before, is when there's contact like that, one driver spins, it's not so much a judgment of intent. It's not making that judgment. It's the fact that there was 2 cars involved in an incident, and both will go to the back. So it's not a matter of judging intent, because when we look at these replays, it's so easy to try and do that, and when he put it to me that way, I said, that's great. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah, the intent is taken out of it. The contact was the reason for him going around, so therefore you go to the back too.
Yep.
Because we don't know the intent, and a lot of times it's just 2 guys going for the same spot. Just that simple. But restart here on lap number 11. Bryce Bailey out in front. Nick Cooper right there. You can see Cooper diving down low again.
And you know what, Doug? We haven't mentioned this yet. We've said individually that they had tough nights. I think Nick Cooper and Bryce Bailey might try to drive away from the field looking for redemption after the 358 race.
Yeah, they're going to get on Discord and just go, all right, man, let's not take each other out. Single file till lap 48. Sounds like a plan.
Absolutely.
And then I'll push you, then we'll go. Although, look at Cooper. I mean, that line he's running, you can see he's getting those left side tires down into that browner part of the racetrack. So he's finding grip, but there's really 2 extreme lines right now.
And this is exactly what we saw last night in the Twin 20s for the big blocks, and I believe it was actually Cooper and Murtaugh that were racing just like this last night. One car all the way to the outside as far as you can go, the other car pretty much with the left front tire down in the grass along the concrete wall. As we're looking at some of the drivers, and Doug, look at Alex Payne coming all the way back through the field here.
He was airborne on lap 1.
He was sky high to Denver on the first lap of the race.
Wow, and he is all the way up. I'm showing him here 9th on my board, so keep the young man in your view here as he is on his way to the front. Like the line he's running to. He's kind of running the line like Cooper is out at the front as he goes for second.
Doug, Alex Payne is a great young talent that we get to watch every Saturday night, and if you're a fan of the Outlaw Speedway, you get to see him on Friday nights too. Here's a young man that's got so much potential, Doug, and him and I have had so many conversations of patience and not overdriving it, and just let your talent take over. Don't go overboard with it, but just drive it. And man, this is a perfect example for Alex tonight. Coming from the back, he's all the way back up to 9th here.
I love that shot. We were looking out the back of the car there, and you can see the lines that these guys are running. But Payne running that low line, and he is still continuing to make his way up. They're showing him 9th right now, but out front, there we go. I think, if anything, Bailey's pulled out just a little bit.
He has just a little bit. He's got a couple of car lengths. He gets such a big momentum run off of turn 4, and as we get ready to put lap 17 in the book stuff, was it in victory lane in the 358s that told us, well, we've got a long way to go, but it's going to take some patience? How about Peyton Talbot, who finished third in the 358 race? He started 22nd, and he's up to third.
Boy, he is way ahead of schedule at this point as we ride with him. We're on the high side, but yeah, that's the leaders that are now in front of him. So he has done a nice job here. And if anything, sometimes when you get up that quickly, you gotta reset your brain again and go, okay, now don't do anything silly. But you can see what he's doing right now. He's looking around to try to figure out, do I want to go to the bottom like Nick, or do I want to go up high like Bryce?
We'll take our mics down here for just a second. Let's, if we can, pull that onboard back up with Talbot. I want to go back to that view and just listen in here to Talbot as he works. Oh, and the caution comes out.
That's the move for you this time, Steve. The racing gods are listening to you. And saying,
Yes, they are.
We're not going to make it that easy for you. So, but I find it interesting though. Cooper has been off the bottom, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens in these last 30 laps.
It will be. We've got 30 laps to go here from the USA International Speedway. Stay tuned. You're watching live coverage of the Big Block Virtual Dirt Week here from USA. Stay tuned. That is Justin Eldridge in the Eldridge Incorporated number 25. Field getting doubled back up here for a restart. Scott Hickson up on the virtual iRacing flag stand. Going to give him the one-to-go signal here as we will get ready to take him back to the green flag next time off turn 4. And Doug, a bad night has gone worse for Jeffrey Doherty. And, you know, on the iRacing series this season, on the 358 and the big block side, it has been feast or famine for Doherty. He's had so many good runs, and he's had so many nights that have ended in incidents, you know, getting caught up in deals and things like that. Another guy that's looks like he's out of the event right now is AJ Albreda in the 22. So an unfortunate deal for him as well.
Yeah, it's a tough break for both of those drivers. And there's not many feelings worse than knowing you're done and seeing the cars out there still racing, and that's what they're dealing with right now as we've got 30 laps here to go. Bryce Bailey has been in command so far, but Nick Cooper has been on his tail. Keep your eyes on Peyton Talbot. They're back there at third.
Yeah, two of the very best that you'll see on the pro level series. And it looks like we're going
Yellow
right
already,
back to
yeah.
yellow. Yep. Oh, a couple of cars.
And Kirch, that time you didn't even say anything about anybody, so I don't know
Yeah.
what happened to that one. So cautions breed cautions sometimes, but still a lot of laps to go. And boy, if we learned anything from that first race, just because you're out front now doesn't mean hardly a thing.
I do see, Doug, that we're going to go to a single file restart here. So
I wondered about that.
Dean Reynolds, our race director, and you know, bringing up Dean, that's been fun too. Let's take a look here at the replay first, and then I'll love up on Dean Reynolds for a minute. And, Tori Stoutinger, big contact in the outside wall. Now I kidded with Tori a little bit, Doug. I told Tori, you should be all set at USA. It's walls, it's not tires.
There you go. Remember, he lost a tire in the first practice at Canada.
Oh, man.
And came right off. He's moving up the big blocks in reality this year. I think he's going to be hanging out with us on Saturday nights at Canada. So every time I see that Pepsi commercial, too, I just watched that Food That Built America and the whole thing with the Pepsi Challenge and all that. So interesting stuff on History Channel if you haven't seen it. So.
Yeah. Yep. So Tori is in for repairs, it looks like, in the 7S. And yeah, you brought up
he's gonna, one.
Oh.
Or did he use one earlier? I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, I wonder about that because I thought he used one earlier, but again, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, no, you could be very right because I see he's there, kind of wait. So I don't know if he towed or maybe. Well, we'll get the story when we get back to green. He's got to get back on the track before the green flag comes out, which is going to be a lap away as lights are off on the pace truck there. But I wanted to give a call to Dean Reynolds and our whole crew up in the tower tonight. Dean has been with us for the race as race director for about half of our events this season. There was time where he was down at Dirt Car Nationals at Florida, and Mike Schultz stepped up, former street stock racer. And Doug, you'll remember back from the mid-'90s, Sergeant Schultz, Mike's uncle.
Number 16.
Yep, big racing family out of Naples. So between Dean and Mike and then the whole Penyan Posse crew, what a job they've done. Doug, they actually took themselves out of the driver's seat to help us out in the tower. So got to give them a shout out as we go back to green.
Yeah, and I'm watching through the game and also through the feed that you guys are getting. It's so nice to hear Dean on the mic. Makes me think I'm in a super dirt car race. Talbot goes around. Oh, no.
Talbot went around. And when we see the replay here, Doug, I think we're going to see that Cooper had to check up.
Okay.
I think Cooper may have had a challenge with the cushion on the outside, and he checked up pretty hard, and Talbot just nowhere to. I mean, he was going to run the same line. He was right there.
Okay, there he is. In line, the orange 14. Oh, just got in the back of Cooper.
Yep. Right here, I think you're going to see Cooper kind of dip over the cushion, and he had to back out to try and keep it out of the wall. And these guys are at just about full blast as they come through the corner there.
Yeah, especially right after the restart. Yeah, it looked like Cooper's car just started to push.
Yep.
And he was waiting on the throttle, waiting for it to grab, and in the meantime, boom, Talbot had nowhere to go.
Jason Knowles got a piece of that one, but it looks like he was able to continue on. Yeah, that's a tough one. A couple of guys getting tangled up in that. And for the second night in a row, Peyton Talbot facing the wrong way in turn number one. He had some challenges in the Twin 20 last night.
Boom.
Yep, there he comes. Oh,
and
Cooper's
fortunate
right there.
He didn't get involved in that too. You know that?
Oh, man. Our 358 modified winner got caught up in that one. Well,
Starts
Doug,
and restarts, right? Starts and restarts.
Yep. Well, we're only a few laps away from halfway, Doug. In case halfway comes under the green, what's been your impression of this race here as we close in on halfway?
Well, I've always loved this track. USA International, of course, it's asphalt and dirt. You can do both right there. I think it's interesting the point we are at right now. Early, I think the bottom and the top are pretty darn close as we saw some good racing out front between Bailey and Cooper. But now the racetrack's changing. It's going a little bit top is a little favored right now. But if everybody gets up there, eventually the bottom's going to come in. And I think the big thing for the drivers is to be patient right now and feel which lane of that racetrack is getting a little bit more grip.
You see a few of the logos that have been displayed here tonight. We want to thank all of our marketing partners, Wicked Tees, Fastline Performance, Schultz Heating and Cooling, GeForce TV, which is carrying us with a simulcast here tonight. We want to thank them for their friendship and working together here.
Good.
Yeah, a lot of good guys. We've had fun doing a lot of iRacing events, and we've been doing it on the pavement as Bryce Bailey's getting trouble, Doug. He's going to lose the lead off of turn two.
Bounced off the wall, allowed Cooper to get by on the inside. So, hey, that's just an old-fashioned driver error right there. Got up there, bounced on the wall, and that's all it takes. With these modifieds now, he's got to try to hold on to second as he's getting a lot of pressure.
He's getting a lot of pressure from the top side, which is Alex Payne. And, Doug, I'm going to make this comparison. The guy that's challenging both of them, Eric Tupper in the 115, he is the iRacing version of Alan Johnson. As the track gets slicker, Tupper gets quicker. Look at him go on the bottom.
And kind of like Allen, down on the bottom on this slick racetrack too, putting a lot of pressure on. Didn't get as good a run that time out of the corner, but he and Payne having a good race now for the number 2 spot. And again, Bailey pushes up the track again. This might open up the door on the bottom.
Oh my goodness, look how much of a gap Cooper's put on the field right now.
Oh, he loves this, yeah.
These guys have really taken to battle here for second. Tupper has come from position number 11 on the starting grid. Alex Payne started 5th, but don't be fooled by the box score. He went to the back after going, 30 feet in the air in turn number 3 on the first lap.
Yeah, so he's gone to the back and worked his way back up. So he's passed 24 cars altogether just to get up there where he is right now. But as for Cooper, man, he is gone right now. Over 1.6 seconds is the margin. That's why we're watching 2nd, 3rd, and 4th here.
We talked to Bryce Bailey before the race started, Doug, and I think Cooper's doing exactly what Bailey wanted to do at this point in the race, is just kind of run away from everybody, get out into some clean space, clean air, and let the car do the talking as we're riding on board here with Cody Higbee in the 97. And to his outside, we haven't mentioned Colin Wyatt yet. He had a good run in the 358s and another strong run here in the big blocks.
Started 17th, he's up to 5th. And give Bailey credit, because he's kind of regrouped himself a little bit. He's over a half a second ahead of 3rd place Alex Payne as the yellow comes out. So Bailey found a nice groove there after getting a lot of pressure and is running a little better.
Caution lights coming out as we're 2 laps past the halfway mark in this one. Actually, 2 laps past. 27 officially on the board, and I think that may have been Zach Sabaka that got tied up in this one. We'll take a look at the Wicked Tees replay. Of course, Sabaka, a multi-time winner in 2020, both at Outlaw Speedway and at Land of Legends Raceway, and
I got finished off.
I have a feeling, Doug, that's not the last time we're going to see a guy get caught up on the cushion. As this racetrack is worn out, that cushion gets very treacherous here at USA.
And it looks like the bumps are getting more pronounced, too, because it looked like Sabaka kind of got in the air for a second. And, of course, the cars don't like to turn when they're in the air. And up on the wall he went. Nice that he has a car that looks just like the one we see every week at Canandaigua. It makes it easy to spot it.
Absolutely.
I love when they do that.
Field Miller out of Apex, North Carolina. The Carolina Tea Company 677 comes down to pit lane for a pit stop and a quick repair. Jason Knowles in the Griswold DTR service, Empire Crushing number 4, does the same, and he will rejoin the pack.
And Field Miller had gone 25th to 10th, so he must have got caught up in that deal somehow that we missed, or maybe bounced off the wall and figured, okay, let's get the fast repair now, because he does still have 22 laps left, so you can still get up there and get yourself a nice top 10.
Nick Cooper, Bryce Bailey, Alex Payne, Eric Tupper, Colin Wyatt, the top 5. Cody Higbee, Joey Bonagario started 24th. He's up to 7th. Andrew Clark in the 3-9 Productions ride started 23rd. He's up to 8th. Richard Murtaugh is 9th, and that's going to move Matt Ray, the Rocket Racing setup teammates, going to be 9th and 10th here for the restart.
And I like to see Bonagario and Clark started 23rd and 24th. They're 7th and 8th now. It's kind of nice when you can move up with somebody like that and you have, the confidence. A lot of times you catch somebody who's moving up through the field. You kind of lay back off their bumper a little bit and you can follow them through. So I don't know if Clark followed Bonagario through or the other way around, but nice job by both those drivers.
Boy, Bryce Bailey was right on Cooper there for the restart. He wasn't going to get away with any trickery there on the restart, as he's even going to follow his lane, tire mark for tire mark through 1 and 2.
Yeah, got a really good start that time, and like you said, he's driving right in his tire tracks right now. They've already pulled out to about 4/10 over 3rd place running Alex Payne. So if I'm Bryce Bailey right now, I am totally content to do what I'm doing right now, as long as that 35 doesn't get too small.
Yeah, because I agree with you, Doug, and I think for the same reason, I think we've not seen the last yellow flag in this race.
No, without a doubt. And I like this shot right here. I always like riding with these guys. You can see Payne moved more to the middle that time. He's been staying more up to the top, but now he got a good run out. He's keeping up with the top 2 this time.
Yellow lights are coming on as we got a few laps in the books here before this one. We've got 20 laps to go.
Cooper looks tough here, though. I mean, even though it looked like Bailey was staying with him, it was almost 4/10 was the margin there at the end. But, I mean, what are you going to do if you're Bailey, right? Cooper has been leading. He's been running that low line pretty much most of the race here, at least the last few laps anyway. So it would be hard-pressed to go out there and try to take a shot, go to the outside, maybe falling back to 4th or 5th.
So working the yellow flag here. We're 20 laps shy of the end of this one. We're 5 laps past the halfway mark. And that looks like Kyle Parker down on pit road.
Yeah, Parker does a lot of racing on a lot of different platforms, G-Force regular for a long time. Nice to see him running here tonight. He actually started second, so it's been a tough night for him as you see him going around there. He was 16th when that happened, Steve.
Victim of circumstance right there.
Like a lot of racing deals are, let's be honest. You know, you can be riding along, minding your own business, and next thing you know, something happens you had nothing to do with, and you're the guy facing the wrong way.
And it looked like Brad Steinruck got... Oh, we're back to the green. Helps when I'm on the right...
This is still a replay.
Oh, okay.
So,
I thought I was on the wrong screen.
It looked like he fouled him right in there, you know, because you could see Steinruck kind of go up and almost got the wall himself. And, you know, it's kind of like the fighter pilot who flies into the mountain because he's following the guy in front of him. Sometimes you can do that, and next thing you know, you're the one involved in it.
Yep.
Boy, Brad's all over here, isn't he?
Oh, that was tough there for that was tough for Peyton Talbot. He kind of got a piece of that too. Hopefully that didn't do too much damage because he's already used his quick repair here so far.
That's true. So, and it does happen. You know, you bounce off the wall a couple times. Next thing you know, the thing starts pulling to the right on the front stretch, or all of a sudden it just starts getting loose under throttle. It's subtle, but you can ding a car up a little bit, and then you're going to have a lot of trouble getting it around the racetrack as we are back to green.
We are back to green, and on that note, Doug, Nick Cooper a few times this season on our Big Block series, you know, got caught up in a couple of small incidents, and he was able to tell us those nights that, yeah, I could feel the steering was off a little bit. I made contact with the front wheel, so they can definitely feel things like that out there.
And I've always said that anybody can drive a perfect race car, in theory, but it's what the guy can do or the driver can do after a little something is wrong, and now he's, you know, maybe pulling to the right. That shows true talent right there. As now we're riding along with Alex Payne. He's in 3rd place, and he's kind of gone down to the bottom with the top 2. Oh, no, that's Eric Tupper, excuse me.
Well, I was just going to mention Alex too, Doug, because you can tell there's no Hoosier tire bill at the end of this one. Payne is burning them up on the outside, doing whatever he can to catch those top 2. And on some laps, Doug, it looks like he's doing that. And then on other laps, they kind of get the better of him.
And depending on who you talk to driver-wise, is we've got a real good battle for the lead now. Some of the guys say the tires don't wear at all, that's something that they're still working on the dirt side of the iRacing platform, where asphalt is a little bit different. But what a battle we've got out front as Cooper's now moved up to the high side, and Bryce Bailey in the 2 is staying down low. Oh, he just pushed.
Pushed by Cooper, and Payne had to hit the binders, so he didn't make contact, and his car pushed. And look at the advantage that just gave to Bailey.
Yeah, huge advantage there, over a half a second now. And if I'm Bryce Bailey, I put blinders on right now. This seems to be the line that's working. You passed the leader using the same line, so why would you do anything else, right, Steve?
Oh, no, that's just it. And that's the mental game that these guys are going to play for the rest of this one, as we've got 16 laps to go. 34 officially in, and now we've got a battle side by side in the corner. That's Tupper. No, that's not Tupper. That's Bonagario battling there with Payne.
Boy, he's using that rub rail on that car right there. Yeah, that's the black and white one on the outside that you see right there. And Bonagario, remember, started back in 24th place. So he might be one of those guys who says, okay, I could use a yellow about now, maybe, now that I'm in 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, we probably haven't seen, he's showing his cards now. You know, we haven't talked much about him as he came through the pack from nearly last place. I mean, there's only 3 cars that started behind him.
Yeah, barely made it in the show, and now he's one of the fastest cars out there on the track right now. He's a local sportsman runner from here in Central New York, young guy, and obviously with the Bonagario name, the announcers have a lot of fun with him, as you could imagine, right, Steve? I know you would.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yes, sir.
That's the lead now. Wow.
That's yeah, and Cooper's closed in on him here, as Bailey at that time only had 0.3 of a second back to Cooper. And Doug, here's the pivotal part of the race, I think, is trying to figure, the line is going to change maybe 2 more times before we're done here. And you can see it. Cooper's trying a slider line in 3 and 4. And this is an interesting part of the race because this is where both ends of the track, the fast line is going to maybe be in opposite parts of the corner.
And even though the corners look the same, the guys tell me they're just a little bit different. Now, this is the corner here where Talbot hasn't been able to hold the bottom as much on the exit, and that time he really did. So, but in order to run that low line like that takes a lot of right foot control. It is very hard. Guys tell me a lot easier to run the top than it is to hug the wall on the bottom.
Bailey might have missed the bottom just a little bit there. And the other thing, maybe, I don't know how Brad Ovens, he's a pro here. He'll be able to show us.
Okay.
There is an elevation of the grass on the inside of turn 1. I mean, when you hit it, it's violent on the race car. Let's watch Bailey as he goes down into 1.
You're just catching it there.
Yep. And it can, if you hit that wrong, Doug, it's like going over a supercross jump. It really upsets the race car.
Of course, at Canandaigua, remember the little bump they have coming out of 4. A lot of the guys tell me you can get that left side tire up there, and it actually puts a little more weight on the right rear and gets you a little bit better bite than if you don't hit it. So I wonder if the same thing's happening here for Bryce Bailey.
Well, it can certainly work the other way because it just kind of pushed the car out to the outside on him there. But we were talking about Bailey, and look at this battle for second. Bonagario is absolutely going to town on one of iRacing's Pro Series drivers, Nick Cooper, and look at him go.
And look at Bonagario pull it out to over a second lead. Here's Bonagario's chance right here, down on the inside, going to try the slide job. Let's see if it works as they come out of the corner. He's up to second.
So he'll take over the second spot, and that's allowed Tupper to close in on those second and third place cars as they go into 3 and 4. Still bright. Oh, Bonagario got the concrete that time. Slowed him up just a little bit, but Cooper can only get to the back bumper.
Yeah, you heard it, too, when he hit that concrete out there as well. But nice recovery. Oh, no, and I spoke too soon. Up on the wall, surfing it, and he's back to 4th. Make it 5th.
Wow, what a save. And we'll have to keep an eye on him as that car looked like it might have been crab walking just a little bit. And as much contact as he made there, that's going to be a handful for the rest of this race.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah, look at it go down the straight. That is not going down the track like it did before. So he is in hold-on mode. And where the heck is that darn checker flag?
Yep, 6 laps to go. It'll be 5 to go this time when Bailey comes back to the line. And if you're Nick Cooper, Alex Payne, and Eric Tupper, you're looking for that yellow silk, Doug.
Yes, you are. It's getting down there right now. Payne, I don't think he's done racing yet, though. He just took over position number 3 with that nice move right there. And you can see Nick Cooper's getting bigger as he looks out the front. And talk about using that grass. That's what Alex Payne was doing there.
Alex Payne's going to look like Popeye after this race, Doug. He has been sawing on that wheel to go to the back, come all the way back to the front. And all the while, Doug, he has been absolutely driving the heck out of that race car.
And now he's separated himself a little bit now from Tupper, so he's in a pretty good position. I think Tupper just caught that right rear end of the wall. Yeah, he did. And following him right through there was Bonagario, who just lost a few more spots in his crab-walking car.
But look at A.J. Albreda, Doug. He went to the pits for a quick repair and has come back through the field.
And Murtaugh goes right back to the inside of him, so good racing here. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, look out, Murtaugh and Tupper. And they're talking on the driver chat. Things are getting chippy here with 3 to go.
Murtaugh's a go-kart racing guy. That's what he started in. So he knows you really shouldn't be bagging those wheels together. But with 2 to go, you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, yeah. Gloves are off now. Murtaugh and Albreda, who had their incident earlier in the race. This is going to be interesting, man, as we've got 2 to go. Bryce Bailey has extended it out 2.4 seconds.
And Alex Payne is almost 2.5 seconds ahead of this. So he's running some pretty good laps right now in third. That's why we're watching this. The top three, they look like they're going to finish just where they are right now. Unless something happens. That's why we run 50 laps.
There it is.
Oh, no.
Oh, Bryce Bailey says, you've got to be kidding me.
Had a 2.5-second lead, Steve. 2.5 seconds. God.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, boy.
The announcer's curse got me that time. You know, it's so. But I was literally thinking that at that moment. It's like, man, if everything. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen now. And, oh, then there's the yellow. So.
Yep.
Works whether you're at the track or online or anything. You know?
Why not, Doug? Why not end it with a green-white checkered finish here?
Just like we did in the first one.
Yeah.
So, and that did not end the way it was at green-white checkered either. So.
No.
Fun stuff. Bailey's in the car now going, come on, man.
Yeah. That's got to be the most dejected feeling you can have. But, you know, Doug, if he's got one thing on his side, and I almost think this is where you have to put your mind frame is,
okay,
I was out to a 2.4 second lead. I just need to go back to what I was doing.
Yes.
Don't get fancy. Don't, do anything out of what I've been doing for the last 15 laps.
No doubt about it. And the other thing here, too, and I've seen this play out in a lot of different iRacing tracks. This track with the wall on the inside, a lot of times on the start, if you're the leader going into one, if you can get as close to that wall down on the bottom as you can, nobody can clip you and take you around. So a lot of times you use that wall as a second defender kind of.
Oh.
Good point, Stuart.
That's another good point there, Doug, is Albreda and Murtaugh have both come to pit lane and taken their quick repairs earlier on in the race. Oh, that could be a factor. You never know.
I wonder how much. Is it a big factor, a small factor? It's hard to say. But again, if I'm Bryce Bailey, put the blinders on. Don't look anywhere. Run my line. If they're going to pass me on the outside, they're going to pass me on the outside. What is it? What do they say? Right there it is. Take it. And if you beat me, you beat me.
Lights are off on the Tradition Automotive Group pace truck, and Bailey picked up the gas quick, Doug. Nice restart for Bryce Bailey. Could that be the difference? We'll soon find out. 2 to go here at USA.
Hugging the bottom through the corner already, pulling out a little bit on Cooper. You see Payne right there in third. Bonagaria way to the outside. That's the car you saw next to the wall, but we're going to get one to go this time, Steve.
Murtaugh with the elbow to Albreda, and Cody Higbee says, look what I found. And now they're 3 wide here at the white flag.
That'd be an offensive foul if we were in the NCAA tournament now, and they bang together once again.
They're not done.
Slap. Oh, no!
And they save it. They're going to continue on. Final trip through 3 and 4. Bryce Bailey starts from the pole and will win Wicked Tees Big Block Virtual Dirt Week. Cooper's in there for second. Finishing third is Alex Payne, all the way from the back of the field. Cody Higbee will finish in fourth, and Richard Murtaugh will round out the top 5. Although, Doug, Murtaugh has been shown the black flag post-race.
Yes.
And that's going to move John Licata from from Johnstown up to the top 5. How about it?
Wow, what a finish here. Celebration time for Bailey, and it is not easy to do that. I tried to do that one night myself, and I wrecked the car. So donuts are not easy in these big block modifieds. Nice job.
Wow, we're going to get the top 3 stacked up here in Victory Lane. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll hear from your podium finishers. That is Justin Eldridge in the Eldridge Incorporated number 25.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
Welcome back to the Virtual USA International Speedway Wicked Tees Big Block Modified Virtual Dirt Week presented by 39 Productions is in the books. We've got a race winner, and we're going to talk to the top three. Let's start it off with Alex Payne. And Alex, I told Doug during the broadcast, man, you're going to look like Popeye after this race. You had to wheel that car to come back through the field.
Yeah, that was a crazy run. Well, first off, to start the race, we time trialed fifth, and I was going on the backstretch behind Shane, and iRacing has net code, and it's exaggerated contact in between cars, and I was like a foot and a half from his bumper, and it picked my car up, and when I went in the wall, I was like in space, and I came back down, started 28th, and got it back to third, but man, what a race, what a track.
You were doing everything you could there to try and catch Nick and Bryce. What did you need at the end to try and get those guys?
I needed like a little bit of a longer run after that yellow flag to kind of group us up. I know it didn't look like I had much, but if I could have rolled the bottom right, I think I could have maybe run up front with those guys. Bryce was really good. Nick was good. It was just hard getting back through there, and the track is just so slick. We were like quarter throttle, half throttle the whole time.
Now, coming back through there, was it, I need to be careful because I've used my fast repair, or was it, well, I've used my fast repair, we're playing with house money now?
At that point, it was I used my fast repair is what it is, because I almost left the race there, and I'm like, you know what, I can get back out there, and I'm glad I did. But yeah, the car was absolutely junked after the first lap, and we came from the back to make it work.
Well, man, you did a great job. It was fun following you up through there. And tell us about the folks that make it happen.
Huge thanks to 39 Productions for coming on for Super Dirt Week as a sponsor. That was great. Cool to represent them well. Thank you guys for broadcasting this race, as it was a ton of fun. The real life car sponsors, new sponsor Friendly Dodge and Penn. Check them out for any vehicles. PDG, GFX Graphics, Rick's Wheels, Powder Coat and Polish, Speed Connection, K3 Remodeling, H&R Cleaning and Maintenance, Bilstein Shocks, Whiteman Automotive, my dad, everybody, the crew watching. It's going to be a great year, and have fun on the sim.
Yeah, man, it won't be long. We'll see you out there at the Land of Legends, my friend.
Yes, sir.
All right, there's Alex Payne finishing in position number 3 tonight, and we'll send it over to Doug Elkins. He's going to catch up here with Nick Cooper.
Nick, it's Doug up in the tower. Man, this has to be a heartbreaker for you. You had the lead. Bryce Bailey was on you. What changed there late in the race that allowed him to get you and get by?
It was mainly just trying to survive. I've never seen an iRacing track do what it did tonight. I don't know if it's an issue or a texture issue, but I'll definitely, Bryce would tell you more about it, and Alex will, but there's something obviously weird with this track after the update or what, but it was something I've never witnessed before anybody else has.
Well, I was looking at the bumps. It was that kind of the thing. I mean, the shot I'm looking at here in the front stretch, I could see the bumps. It looked like it had to be tough, because a couple times it looked like you got airborne and the thing just pushed on you.
Yeah, there was definitely the bumps, but the cushion got to where you couldn't even run it. The car wouldn't even rotate or turn or anything like that. So I don't know. It was awfully hard to do anything real up to the top at all.
Walk me through the pass that Bryce did. How did he get by you?
I pushed really bad trying to run the bottom, and that's all I wrote. After that, you just couldn't do anything else besides run the bottom, really.
How is this tonight? I mean, you had a chance in both races, didn't get the wins, but I would imagine you got to feel good about how well you ran in both races.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, I got to give a shout out to Andrew Clark. I got into him when I hit that rut and that restart, and that's something I should have probably put in the mindset there a little bit, knowing that bump was there. But I know I was just running hard, and we got together, and nothing I could really do.
Well, congratulations still on a good run. I know it was a heartbreaker, but who do you want to say thanks to?
I got to thank everybody that's put this on, and Dig Racing Shocks, Big Nell, obviously, Bryce and everybody that make this possible, or fun racing with everybody on here. Steven, Brad, and everybody that's makes this happen.
Nice job, man. It was fun watching you, and I'll see you at the track soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, there's Nick Cooper coming home in second, and we'll make our way down to Victory Lane to talk with Bryce Bailey, who is our big block modified virtual Dirt Week champion. And Bryce, how does that sound, my friend?
Yeah, pretty good. That track was weird, that's for sure. It just like switched like overnight, and it was just a really fun track at the end of the race. It was very technical to run the bottom, and you just kind of had to be really easy on the gas.
You told us pre-race that you wanted to get out front and lead and get out as far as you could, and at one point you did that, and then at one point Nick did that. How did just mentally trying to see how far out Nick got, was that frustrating? Was it no skin off your back because there might be another yellow flag? What were you thinking there about mid-race?
Definitely kind of set in like we got to go, and the top just like after the one restart went away. It was like there was an invisible wall on the top, which was very weird. And Nick just gapped us really hard there once we kept trying the top, and it just kept not working. And then I went to the bottom, and I seen on the lap times we were kind of about even. So I knew there was probably going to be a yellow, and I just got a really good restart. And it was sort of a drag race to the moisture down the backstretch, I think, at one point, and that's how I got the lead. It's just I got to the moisture down the backstretch.
Well, you're able to hold on here for the win. I'll bring Doug in here as well. And Doug, anything from you, man? What a job he did here tonight.
I was curious on that last restart. Were you just glued to the bottom at that point, and that was what you were going to run, or like I was saying to Steve during the race, is the bottom kind of safer sometimes on the restarts?
No, the bottom was definitely better. It was just sort of we had to run the very bottom because if anybody that's running second, if the leader misses his mark and he slips up, he's just gonna throw an elbow and kind of move you out of the way. So you just kind of got to hit your marks there, and especially with green white checkers, and just make sure we get a good restart and get away.
Well, it was fun watching you, man. Did a nice job, great job in the mental aspects. Holding your line there at the end. It was really fun watching you. Great job.
Thank you, sir.
Bryce, who do you got to thank for the big win tonight?
Yeah, I can't thank FX Prepare enough for all they do for me. Coaches Pisa. GTR Simulators, they're a new sponsor for this year on the virtual car and real life car. And everybody that makes this possible for me.
Where will fans be able to see next in outdoor season?
We're gonna head to Selinsgrove Saturday, and then we're gonna try to travel around a bit. We don't really have a schedule planned out, but we'll definitely be at Selinsgrove Saturday.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you taking some time out of your preparation this week to compete in both of the series, and man, we'll look forward to seeing you in the future.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for putting this on.
All right, folks, there's Bryce Bailey, and Doug, what a night, man. Great action in both the 358 modifieds and the big blocks. Bryce Bailey picking up the big block modified virtual Dirt Week championship. AJ Petrobowski, our 358 virtual Dirt Week champion. What a night of racing here at USA.
Really was. It's a very racy track, very changeable track, as we noticed, with the lines changing so much there at the end. For all you guys who have not done a lot of iRacing yourself, you got to get on board, stop watching these things. I know it takes a lot of practice, but you could be out here racing with these guys sometime soon. Guys like Steve and I will just keep trudging away like we are. But really, it just shows how good all these iRacers are. High tonight in a great racetrack.
On behalf of all of our sponsors, Wicked Teas, Pizza and Stuff, Fastline Performance, Schultz Heating and Cooling, and of course 39 Productions. For our executive producer Brad Ovens in the 39 Productions booth, Dean Reynolds, our race director, and the Penny and Posse up in the tower. For Doug Elkins, our co-announcer tonight, my name is Steve Ovens, saying thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next season for more dirt racing action here on iRacing. That is Justin Eldridge in the Eldridge Incorporated number 25.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.